This video will demonstrate Grafter, a test reuse and differential testing tool for code clones. Grafter is built by graduate student Tianyi Zhang and Professor Mian Kim at UCLA. When editing code clones, developers often find it difficult to examine the runtime behavior of code clones. This problem is exacerbated when some clones are tested, but their counterparts are not. Grafter addresses this problem by automatically reusing test cases via code transplantation and compare their runtime behavior using fine-grained differential testing. The core of Grafter is the code transplantation process. Clones may have variations in the variable names, types, and method calls, which may cause compilation errors during code transplantation. So Grafter takes 4 steps to address these variations and resolve compilation errors. Grafter supports differential testing at 2 granularities. The test level comparison compares the test outcomes of reused test cases, while the state level comparison compares the internal state values of code clones. Here is how it works. To reuse an existing test on the counterpart clone, Grafter transplants the code snippet from delay.java, which we refer to as a donor program, to copy.java, which we refer to as the recipient program, and rerun the test. In this case, the test failure is caused by some subtle changes, which is also reflected on the internal state of this token variable. In the following video, I will demonstrate the user interface of Grafter step by step. Grafter is implemented as a standalone Java desktop application, which can be run from the command line. A user can load and inspect clones detected by 2 off-the-shelf clone detection tools, Deckard and Simeon, by clicking these 2 buttons on the top menu bar. Or she can also load the manually found clones by clicking the Load button. The user can then find test cases of the loaded clones by clicking the Coverage button. Due to the time limit, I just reloaded a pre-computed set of clones with corresponding test cases detected in the Apache Ant project. Grafter's GUI allows a user to experiment with clone transplantation and to examine the grafted code. For example, a user can first inspect the textual differences of loaded clones by right-clicking a clone group and selecting Compare. Then the user can click the Graft Left button to graft the left clone to replace the right one and view the grafted code in the side-by-side diff view. In this example, Grafter inserts some stub code to propagate the intermediate input data from the variables excludes and exclude list to the corresponding variables includes and include list in a grafted clone. Similarly, Grafter inserts stub code to propagate the updated values of these 2 variables back to the original variables in the context after executing the grafted clone. A user can further test the grafted code by right-clicking the clone group and selecting Test. Note that the testing process may take a few seconds to several minutes, depending on how long each test case runs. A user can undo the grafting by clicking the Undo button. A user can contrast and examine the behavior of clones by right-clicking a clone group and selecting Compare Test Behavior or Compare State Behavior buttons. Let's look at the test level comparison result. The test level comparison contrasts the test outcomes of code clones. The first column shows the names of test cases. The second and third columns show whether each clone passes or fails the corresponding test. The last column shows the comparison result. Now let's look at the state level comparison result. The state level comparison contrasts the internal state values of code clones. The first and the third columns show the names of corresponding variables, and the second and fourth columns show the variable values in the XML format. A user can view the complete XML representation of an object by hovering the mouse over the cell.